All right, we're solving applied problems. Um, so I just want us to realize that when we're doing this, we're not solvers necessarily. We're more translators than solvers. So if we think about what we're doing, we're just trying to recognize and define mathematical relationships and process from English to algebra. So it's mostly translating. So to start off, what we do when we're solving applied problems is ask ourselves what we're looking for. And this helps us define our quantities. And then the next question is, are those quantities related to each other? Or how are they related to each other? So we're looking for direct relationships that tie one quantity to another. And then step three, what mathematical process involves all of these quantities? Is there something that relates all these quantities together in terms of a mathematical process? And that's the associative relationship, um, what I call is the mathematical process. Um, so we write an equation involving the variable expressions of the quantities. So then, of course, once we have the equation set up, then we can just use algebra to solve it. So the algebra is actually solving and going through the computations that you need to get your answer. So let's do this for the first problem. Here's an applied problem. And again, I'm just going to label the steps, but the key things are the questions that I ask along the way. So what am I looking for? How are the quantities related to each other? And then what mathematical process involves all the quantities? So these three are the main translations, right? This is how we're translating from English to algebra. So for this first one, this is just a number problem. Um, Objective 3A, finding an unknown number. It says the sum of a number and two equals 6 added to 3 times the number. Find the number. So our first step when we're doing this, again, we want to translate this to algebra and have algebra solve it. So step one, what are you looking for? So this is kind of obvious, usually right at the end. It says find a number. So we're going to let x equal a number. Now, the only quantities that are involved here is just this number that we're trying to find. So step two, there's no other quantities to relate. So step three is the mathematical process involving. So is there a mathematical process involving our quantity or involving our number? So when we look at this, it says the sum of a number, and that's our x, and 2 equals 6 added to 3 times a number. So we're going to interpret what this means in terms of algebraic process. So the sum of a number and 2, so that's going to be the sum of our number, which is x, and 2, is equal to 6 added to 3 times the number. And again, the number is referring to our variable. So 6 added to, so we're going to add 6 to 3 times our number. So again, I'm trying to use the quantity that I defined and then translate that mathematical process involving. Okay. So once I have my equation, I can go ahead and solve. So we're going to isolate the variable term on one side. Maybe we'll subtract x, and we get negative 4 equals 2x. And then dividing by 2, or canceling the 2, we get negative 2 equals x. So this is step 4, which is to solve the equation. And then step 5 is really important. So step 5 tells us that when we're dealing with quantities, then we just want to write our answer in terms of the quantity, not the algebra. So x equal to 2, well, we just need to refer back to our definition, and then we can translate. So x equals 2, if we refer back to the definition, therefore we can answer the question. The number is -2. And that would be our answer to this question. All right, so the next lecture video, I'm going to go through 3 more problems following these same rules. So make sure you have these rules and these steps so you can reference, and then we can follow those as we solve some more application problems.